We've had a sunny and warm day across KELOLAND, and tonight we'll keep those clear skies around. A low of 37 in Sioux Falls, 20 in Aberdeen, 21 in Pierre, and 24 in Rapid City. We could even see some fog by tomorrow morning. High of 70 in Sioux Falls tomorrow, 41 Aberdeen, 45 in Pierre, and 56 in Rapid City. And Sunday looks to be even warmer. KELOLAND's First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, KELOLAND News First at 4.
We hear from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle as the Biden administration tries to prevent schools from banning transgender athletes.
Plus, we look into the significance of the documents that will be unsealed in connection with an investigation into T. Denny Sanford.
And later, pinwheels are taking over Omaha as the community raises awareness against child abuse. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Bridget Bennett. The Department of Education is proposing a new rule that would forbid schools and colleges from enacting bans on transgender athletes.
It comes as many Republican-controlled states are passing bills restricting the rights of the trans community to participate in sports, including South Dakota. Governor Kristi Noem released a statement last night saying that South Dakota will not allow this to stand.
Noem says the state will defend its laws and that only girls will play in girls' sports. She ends the statement by saying, quote, President Biden will see you in court. KELOLAND News Washington, D.C. correspondent Rashad Hudson shares both sides of the debate.
The Biden administration says it is taking steps to prevent schools and colleges from broadly banning transgender athletes from competition.
This administration has their back.
The proposal adds to Title IX, a federal law that ensures students are not discriminated against based on sex.
LGBTQI plus kids are resilient. They are fierce. They fight back. They're not going anywhere.
The White House says the new rule is a direct result of many Republican-led states banning all transgender athletes from competing. The announcement comes after the Supreme Court refused to reinstate West Virginia's transgender athlete ban, while lawmakers there wait for legal challenges to play out.
Ultimately, the Supreme Court will likely end up ruling that biological males should not be participating in women's sports.
West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrissey and Sarah Parshall Perry with the Heritage Foundation believe making this change to Title IX will hurt sports for women.
To allow anything other than participation based on biological sex turns that civil rights paradigm on its head.
This is part of a broader effort to just allow these woke cultural ideas to come in.
The proposal does allow schools to apply some limits in certain cases to ensure fairness and safety. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
Republican legislators in Kansas have approved a proposal to end gender-affirming care for transgender youth. This comes after 3 days of intensifying efforts to follow other states with GOP-controlled legislatures by rolling back LGBTQ rights. The bill requires the state's medical board to revoke the licenses of doctors who provide gender-affirming care to minors, even though many professionals who deal with transgender youth see such care as vital for mental health and to prevent suicides. Democratic Governor Laura Kelly is expected to veto the bill.
Well, a bill in Nebraska legislature aims to tackle discriminatory school dress code policies. If it becomes law, schools would be required to adopt dress codes based on a model policy created by the state's Department of Education. Schools would not be allowed to cut students' hair, and it also says that students cannot be disproportionately affected by the dress code because of their gender, race, color, religion, disability, or national origin. The ACLU of Nebraska is representing the family of young indigenous girls who say their hair was cut without permission for lice checks. If the bill passes, schools would have until 2025 to implement new policies.
Well, now to the good news of the day, the weather.
Did you get outside today?
I was outside as much as I could.
All morning, I was just looking for things to do outside.
Yeah, I've got some kids. They're always
always outside, yeah.
Always up for that. Megan, I'm so excited about this weekend.
Well, Bridget, right now Sioux Falls is at 58 degrees with plenty of sunshine. I guess it just bumped up to 61. Northeast winds right now at 8 miles an hour. If we head around the region, it's still warmer than it has been, 37 in Aberdeen. Northeast winds at 9 miles an hour right now. In central South Dakota, it's a little bit warmer, 46, northeast winds at 10, and plenty of blue sky to be found. Rapid City at 44, trying to melt some of that snow from earlier this week. East winds at 9 miles an hour. Here's a check of our afternoon temperatures, 68 in Valentine and Yankton, 35 up in Sisseton though, 47 in Custer, and 58 in Buffalo. Our winds are light right now, 5 to 15 miles an hour, and they will stay light for the rest of this afternoon into tonight. We do have a red flag warning, though, in Nebraska and Iowa. Those dry conditions plus wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour could mean that if a fire gets started, it will spread quickly. Some of us in KELOLAND are actually under a fire weather watch as well. For tonight, mostly clear skies. We could see patchy fog as we head into tomorrow morning. A low of 37 in Sioux Falls, 20 in Aberdeen, 21 in Pierre, and 24 in Rapid City. Then tomorrow, a breezy 70 in Sioux Falls, 41 in Aberdeen, 45 in Pierre, and 56 in Rapid City. We are watching some showers for southeastern KELOLAND for Sunday morning. I'll have a closer look at that in just a little bit.
All right, thanks a lot, Megan. Sioux Falls shut down an area near East 41st Street and South Cliff Avenue. Crews are repairing a water main break. The work is expected to be complete later this evening. Drivers are urged to use caution and slow down while traveling near the construction area. Investigators are trying to figure out how a train derailed in Sioux City last night. The crash happened at an intersection, closing off traffic for several hours. Officials believe that the train cars were empty. Union Pacific says no one was hurt and no contents in the cars got out. Crews are working on repairs and to get the train back on the tracks.
Former Rapid City Mayor Jerry Munson died this week. The 67-year-old served as the city's mayor from 2001 to 2003. He was also on the city council from 1999 until 2001, where he was also president during his tenure. Munson guided the residents of Rapid City through the extremely hard times following the 9/11 terrorist attacks on our country. Munson volunteered at the West River Retired Senior Volunteer Program for the last 6 years of his life. Local Red Cross volunteers aren't taking a break just because the weather is a little milder. They've recently been deployed out west to help flood victims and down south to provide shelter and other assistance for tornado victims. And now their attention is shifting to the potential of flooding in eastern South Dakota.
It's gone down from the major flooding to more of a moderate risk, but we still have our eyes on it. We never know what's going to happen with the Big Sioux or the James. Really concerned about areas around Watertown and Mitchell specifically. And again, so we've pre-positioned trailers and supplies to be available in those communities should a flood happen overnight.
More than 50 volunteers from the Minnesota-Dakotas region have been deployed to disasters across the country this year. You'll meet one of them who's just back from flood duty in California tonight on KELOLAND News at 5.